This is a brutally honest advice that I will give my 20-year-old self. Hi, I'm Jules T and I'm currently working in the manufacturing line, taking up a leadership position. I enjoy making these videos because I like to share my thoughts and my experiences that I went throughout my 20 plus years in the corporate world. Let's get right to it. Lesson number 1 is discipline instead of your goals. It is actually discipline that is more important than setting goals. In the past, I used to like to set goals. I have 10 goals that I will plaster on my wall and I will review it now and then. But then I didn't have a process to be able to reach that goals. And for every year, the goals change. The majority of them doesn't get reached. And over time, I realized it is because it is more of the process that needs to be set in place rather than placing a goal on paper. For example, setting a daily habit that you're going to go to the gym for at least 2 to 3 times in a week, and you do it consistently for a year, and taking care of your diet, making sure that you eat clean. Maybe you have 1 cheat day a week. You'll be surprised how easier it is for you to achieve that goal. Lesson number 2, if someone out there is trying to stop you from achieving your goals, for example, you're in the engineering position and your next step is to be a manager, and there's someone there that is stopping you, or your peers are pulling you down, or you feel that there is no more space in that organization for you to grow, that doesn't really stop you from achieving what you want, because nobody can stop you. There are many opportunities out there, and it's for you and on you to look out for those opportunities. So never say that it cannot be done. It's just how hard are you looking at those various options out there. Think hard, you will find a solution. Lesson number 3, as a parent of 2 teenagers, I realized that I've been spending a lot of my priorities and time on my kids. The lesson I want to share is your kids are not your identity. Whether they do well in school or in their life does not represent you. I used to get so stressed out, especially when they are not doing well in their studies. I have to teach them everything in school. The real thing is education, our responsibility really lies at the school, while our responsibility as a parent is to make sure that they have the essential skills they need to be able to survive in the world out there, like responsibilities at home, doing household chores, having respect to the people around them, knowing to communicate, taking their own responsibilities of cleaning up their room, their toilet. That is our responsibility as a parent, to make sure that they are able to develop that kind of soft skills, rather than focusing on sending them to various kinds of tuitions, after school, enrichment classes. At the end of the day, they will eventually need to manage themselves. And us, we play the role of giving them the guidance in order to live their life well. Lesson number 4 is to be the partner that you want to have. Being in a relationship, having a husband, it taught me a lot about changing myself. The honeymoon period happens when you are in a dating relationship, but once you get married, maybe the dating does go on for a year or 2 before it wears out. When the kids comes in, things start to change, priorities start to change, your life gets more hectic, and that's where it really tests your ability to handle difficult situations, difficult conversations with your partner. And if you want your partner to be loyal, to be a loving one, then the thing that I learned is that I have to be one myself. I found out that my husband's love language is act of service, and my love language was actually touch. And in order to be able to reach out to him, then I realized that by doing acts of service, he understands that I love him. If I want him to be the loyal husband and the caring husband, I have to be a loving and caring wife myself. A lot of it boils down to communication and respecting each other's boundaries, and also learning how to communicate your needs. Lesson number 4 is misunderstandings. When we have more than one person in a group, be it in the corporate world or in your family staying under one roof, there are bound to be misunderstandings. People get into arguments, and that is pretty common. One thing I learned throughout the whole experience is basically everybody have their own priorities, and it's on you to really understand what is the other person's priority versus what is your priority, and learning how to come together to discuss these priorities and to find a common ground. By understanding this essential picture, you get to really resolve a lot of misunderstandings out there. And of course, it's not possible to make everyone like you, so you have to make your own choices. Who you think that is worth fighting for, worth having these arguments being sorted out. You don't necessarily need to have everyone to like you. You need to adapt yourself to other people. Know who are your real friends. Choose wisely. Quality over quantity of friends. Lesson number 6 is health is wealth. I have seen it myself when I approached 40. Before that, my bill of health was always clean, but the moment I touched 45 years old, then things started not to look that good on my cholesterol, and I realized that my body has really changed, that I really need to take care of my body and learn to love myself more. And that is by taking care of my diet and taking care of the frequency of my exercise and the type of exercise that I do, and putting that as part of my daily life. Because I have seen my seniors who are reaching 50s, they are experiencing all kinds of problems like menopause, hypertension, diabetes. I can see that they are suffering because they are having to eat all sorts of medication daily, and that also restricts them on certain activities that they want to do. For example, certain travels they cannot make anymore because they have to really take care of their health. And if you're not healthy, if you're down with all sorts of illnesses, it's very hard to lead a normal life because it restricts you from doing a lot of things. And when you are healthy, you feel so much better and so much energetic. From there on, I realized that I really have to spend more time and more focus on my own health. Just like being in the aeroplane, you have to put the oxygen mask over your face before you can put the oxygen mask on others. If you can take care of yourself first, you'll be able to take care of others. And lesson number 7 is experiences. When I first got my salary, I was just not disciplined, and I used to spend money on latest gadgets, and I felt that I need to spend everything, and there was never a thought of saving money, because suddenly that influx of money came when I just started working. I never had so much money compared to the pocket money that I had when I was studying, and it was such a wonderful thing to have that. During my first initial years, I never really saved. Over the years, I realized how important it is for me to really save. When I'm now in my 40s, when I can see that the wealth has compounded, I really realized I'm so grateful that I had the habit to save. To you guys in your 20s, do start to save when you're young, because over the time you will be so surprised to see the compound effect over the money that you save. Even how little it is, $50, $100, it makes a lot of difference 20 over years later. With that, buying big items like houses and cars, I will use that money more for experiences and memories that will last forever, like taking my family to a vacation rather than spending all that money on just a car. Because I always felt that when you spend money on a big item like that, which is not an asset, within a few months or few weeks, that novelty will wean off, and you end up paying a lot of bills and loans, and you're not having that kind of freedom to use that money for things that really make you happy, like spending time traveling with your family. And I would prioritize that over buying expensive liabilities. Lesson number 8 is rest is productive. I realized that when I don't have enough good sleep, especially when I was much younger, it was okay. But as I reached the age of 40, I realized that when I don't have enough sleep, I get these headaches and I don't feel that I can really function really well. So developing the habit of sleeping early is so important. And nowadays, I try to reduce my night meetings, cutting off at 10 p.m. and go straight to sleep immediately. I readjust my night meetings to early in the morning so that I wake up with a fresh mind. Lesson number 9 is comparison is the fastest way to misery. I used to compare myself to others, especially on Facebook, on social media, where I see that my friends are really having a wonderful life. Why is my life so miserable? Why am I suffering in this job? Why am I suffering right now and I'm not enjoying like they are? It's normal. People don't share things that are not working right in their lives. So you got to know that what is real and what's not. Realize that a happy life is not a life without stress. Everybody has stress in life. The rich, the poor, they have all kinds of stress, whether it's a good stress or bad stress. It's just a matter of how we manage that stress. Lesson number 10 I would give to myself is to give your best shot in life. When there's opportunity that comes in that aligns with your goals in your life, grab it without hesitating, because opportunity never comes twice. Remember that no one is there to save you. Don't let these Disney shows trap you from feeling that, oh, I'm going through all this misery and that one day there will be someone out there who will come and save me out of this misery. That's a Disney show where the Prince Charming will come and pick you up in his dashing horse and carry you away into the horizon. That's not going to happen in real life. You are responsible for yourself and you need to work towards your goals. And when an opportunity comes that aligns with your goals, grab it, because you'll never know what adventure it will take you to. That's all from me. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care. Bye.